I'm Toren from Serviceside, the marketing and media manager. And today I just want to go over layering system that's kind of all encompassing for either mobile hunting, whitetail hunting, elk hunting, things like that. So starting out, I'm basically just going to go over what I'm wearing currently. This is an early season pant, fairly lightweight, 4-way stretch, and then underneath of it I have a merino base layer. This base layer is a medium weight, so you're going to be looking to wear this around October 15th here in the Northeast. 50 to 60 degree temps is when you're going to want to start putting it on. 60 is a little bit on the high side. You can go lighter down to like a 180 gram. But that's going to be the start of my base. Next, I'm either going to go into a synthetic jacket like this, depending upon what the weather is calling for. This is a nice active jacket that keeps me warm down into the lower 50s. Or you can skip this piece and go to a outer shell. That's what this is here. It's synthetic, has a fleece liner, and then a soft to hard outer shell to it. It's going to break the wind a little bit. It's got some DWR on it to keep light rain like it is now off of you, and will be more than sufficient. So next, what we're going to roll into is as the temperatures start dropping. You're getting into that later season when you're looking at 40, 30 degrees. I'm supplementing my bottom with this Polar Tech fleece. That's going to go on over top of my my merino base layer. And the reason that I have merino next to skin is, one, it's antimicrobial, so it's going to help keep the funk, the stink down, especially if you're in the whitetail woods, that kind of thing. You don't want to go too heavy because it doesn't dry quite as fast as a synthetic garment. So what I mean by that is, if it was really cold and we're just going to do a quick walk in where I'm not going to get real sweated up, I might go just straight to a synthetic base layer like this. So anyway, getting back to it, Polar Tech pants underneath, and then I'll run a heavyweight waffle shirt like this. So I'm going to throw some of these garments on so you can see what they kind of look like as far as how the layering system looks and works. Get these lined up with the thumb holes. And what's nice about this, it has this waffle pattern underneath. When you're in the store, if you can get your hands on these garments, you want to look at it, hold it up to the light, and you can see how much light is penetrating through this garment. That's going to determine how warm it's going to be. So like I said, we're pushing 30, 40 degree temps. My next layering system is going to be this jacket. And this is all going to be basically when I'm stationary. I'll probably potentially just wear this base layer and everything else underneath walking in, and then put this on at the tree. So I have this jacket on, and then I'm using this outer shell to block the wind. Again, 30 to 40 degrees range. Outside of that, you're going to need to supplement with some of these other garments that we have here. So let's dive into that. Taking this stuff off, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to probably run this fleece. We're looking at temps down to the 30s and 20s. Throw this on over top. And I'm going to supplement it with one of these vests here. I have a mid-weight vest and then a heavyweight down vest. This is going to be determined based on the wind. If I have high winds, I'm going to be using this 750 down vest to provide more thermal insulation. If there's not high winds, I'm probably going to supplement with this vest here. And then again, I'm running these jackets potentially over top, depending upon the wind. If I need a windbreaker or rain, I'm going to have some type of outer shell. Now, here's one of the things that you can do if you don't have all these pieces of layering. So let's say, for example, you don't have an outer shell. You can take this off, throw that away, we don't got that. You should have a rain jacket, and if you have a decent quality rain jacket, throw that on over top of this. It's not going to be as quiet as that, but for a lightweight option, if you're in a pinch and you don't have that other layering system, or you just want to keep basically your shape down, you don't want to look quite like a marshmallow man, throwing a rain jacket that has some Gore-Tex is going to block that wind, the rain, that kind of stuff. Super lightweight, easy option. Or if the weatherman got it wrong and you have rain gear in your pack, throw that on. That'll absolutely supplement you as far as a windbreak. One of the things I didn't mention is my bottoms. As we're dropping down in temperature, I'm going to run this bib system. This is a fleece line bib system. And with the pants that I have, that early season, the merino underneath, the Polar Tech, and this bib system, easily sit in 0 degree temperatures and still be pretty decently warm. Now, let's say you run pretty cold, you get cold easily. Some of the things that you can look at as far as accessories, which I think you should absolutely get, are going to be these hand warmers. So this is a super warmer, this is a stick-on body warmer. I typically put one on my chest, one on my lower back, maybe even on my upper back, and I'm running the vest over top. You don't want to put it directly on your skin, you're going to want to put it on your base layer. That'll help keep your core nice and warm. And that is the key to a layering system, is keeping your core nice and warm. Now let's talk about some accessories. So, people complain often that their feet get cold. That's one of the first things that gets cold. It's in the outer extremity. Making sure that you have proper socks. These are a merino sock. It's a lightweight early season to mid-season sock. My feet get pretty hot, so I need something that's going to dry quickly. I don't typically pack in an extra pair of socks. So I'll run these merino socks. My feet get sweated up. They're gonna dry relatively quickly, and my feet aren't going to get cold. So just talked about the early season sock. Now going into late season socks, I run a heavyweight merino. Yes, your feet are going to sweat in these, but what's nice about merino socks is they're still going to keep your feet warm. There's going to be a happy medium, and it's going to be different from person to person. You may need to supplement these with a lightweight synthetic sock underneath, and what that will do is help dry your feet faster. Remember that merino is going to dry slower than a synthetic option, so keep that in mind. Moving on, the accessory items. I run a hand muff. I don't like to wear gloves. I prefer to have the dexterity of my regular hands. Throw a hand warmer in here. It's nice and toasty. I typically don't have any issues well into late season. If you need more heat, throw another hand warmer in there. Next is going to be beanies. I'm super particular about my beanies. I really rely on my hearing as far as locating deer. So I want a beanie that I can hear with. This is going to be my early season beanie. It's a merino beanie that I wear. The next one is going to be just this generic cotton Carhartt beanie. As long as it's raining, this is plenty warm for me. Got a nice head of hair that helps keep me warm. But this allows me also to hear. That's just about it. I'm going to touch on boots here a little bit. I run a mountaineering boot. This boot right here has Gore-Tex in it. So with Gore-Tex, you want to keep in mind, they don't breathe the best. So if you run hot or you like to run real heavy socks, your feet are going to sweat. So touching back on having an extra pair of socks or having that thin synthetic sock underneath your merino socks, you may want to consider when running a Gore-Tex boot. You may think that the boot is trash and not keeping your feet warm, but more than likely it's probably because your feet are sweating and then getting wet. And when you're wet, it's almost impossible to get warm, especially if you're stationary. So that's just something to keep in mind. There's rubber boots out there. The heavier the insulate, the warmer it's going to keep you. So hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Shoot us a DM or email us info@certicide.com.